Oh no! Dum 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 dum. Okay guys, so the problem now is we have coolant here. We have coolant here. Okay, and we have basically coolant leaking all the way from here to the bottom, as you saw in the earlier part of the video. There's on the floor as well. So much as I don't want to, but I have to, I will be changing the radiator. We can see some coolant inside here as well. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so let's look at the new parts. This is the new radiator. Okay, so seems good. All right, make sure you understand that the manual and the auto radiators are actually different. All right, so make sure you get the correct one. If your car is a manual, get the radiator for the manual. If it's an auto, get the one for auto. Okay, then we have the side sponge, the top and bottom sponge. Okay, and then we have the front sponge. Alright, all this I will show you where it's being installed later. Then we have the radiator top mount bushing. I'm not sure why it says here air filter cleaner housing bush, but this is clearly the radiator top mount bushing. And we have the radiator lower bushing as well. Alright, so we'll be changing all this. And the first thing we need to do is remove the front bumper. Okay, so to remove the front bumper, we will need to remove, if your car has gotten into an accident, this is most likely cable tie here. Then underneath here, from the bottom, there is a clip. And then you will need to remove this by peeling it off, or if you have a sucker, just pull it out. There's a bolt here. Alright, if you have never removed it before, you will have one bolt behind the number plate as well. Then you have one bolt there, then the fender area, and then you have 4 clips here, 1 2 3 4. Then you'll be able to remove the front bumper. All right. Okay, so now that we have the bumper off, what we will need to do is we'll need to remove this bolt. Okay, and then this clip here where we just use a plier and just push it in. And then we'll need to remove this bolt. Okay, and then we need to remove 1 2 3 4, and also this 3 1 2 3 here, and we should be able to lift this up. Right, let's do it. So now that we have removed all the bolts, okay, all the bolts that I mentioned earlier, the clips as well, okay, now we can remove this. So let's get to that. Okay, but just so that you don't lose track of all your bolts, all your nuts or bolts. Okay, those that you can put it back. All right, so that you don't lose track of it later on. Okay, so as you can see, the coolant was leaking from the top gasket here. No, the top mount, the top cover here. Sorry, the top cover here. So previously in my video, I thought it was leaking from here, and since I don't see water coming from here, I thought it was all good. But apparently, it was leaking here, and the sponge was soaking it up. So yeah, ew, gross, ouch, yuck. Okay, so we'll be replacing the entire radiator, and then we'll be replacing the top sponge, the front sponge, which is severely degraded as well. I mean, you can see the dust all coming up from it. Okay, and then we'll be adding a side sponge and a lower sponge here as well. Okay, and then we'll be replacing the the radiator mounts on the bottom. So to remove the radiator, we need to unbolt 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, this actually bolts to the aircon condenser, so we'll be removing the radiator but not the condenser, but we'll be washing the condenser. Alright, so let's get to that. Okay, so now that we've gotten the radiator out, the 2 lines I'm putting it over here so it stops dripping oil. We'll need to remove the radiator mount, the lower mount. So either we push it from top or from the bottom is fine. Alright. Okay, so let's compare the old bush and the new bush. Alright, this is the old bush which is hardened, whereas the new bush is soft. Okay, and you can see that the hole is smaller on the new bush and it's much wider on the old bush. Alright, compare with another old bush which is also very hard. Alright, whereas the new bush you can just easily press it soft. Alright, so it absorbs most of the vibration. Okay, and the hole is also bigger. Okay, so to install the new bush is very simple. The smaller part will be on the bottom, this will be on the top. Just put it on top and push it down. Alright. So we can see how dirty the aircon condenser is. Alright, so you can probably still see some smoke coming out from the acid. Alright, this is aluminum safe aircon coil cleaner, so no issues on that, and we'll use water to rinse this off now. Yep. Okay, so we've removed the radiator fan. This radiator actually still look pretty okay, except for the top cover. Only this one is no longer good. Well, if you want, this can actually be reused, but since I got a new radiator, I will be throwing this away. Alright. Okay, so for the radiator fan, alright, there's only four bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just take that and you have gotten it out. Remove the sponges and paste the new one and we are good. Alright, so I'll show that to you. Okay, so this is done. We install the pipe here. So very simple, 17 mm, tighten it. Alright, these two. Alright, the fan is held on by 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Okay, and the sponge will be on this side, which would be the part that is facing the exhaust manifold, the top and the bottom. Okay, and then we will need to put in the nuts into all 8 of it, 4 on the front, 4 on the back. Okay, this is for the condenser and the radiator fan. Okay, and we have already finished assembling. Now let's install this, and installing this would be the same as how we remove it. Right, just chunk it in, plug in this. These are from the gearbox side. Then the radiator hose. Alright, then we have the radiator cap, and then the radiator outlet. Okay, so yep, let's get to it. Okay, so we have already installed back everything. Alright, as you can see, these are all tightened. Okay, all these are tightened, and we have put in the sponge for the condenser as well. Alright, so you may notice that there is a very big gap here, but nothing can be done because this car was involved with an accident previously, and this got pushed back, and I have not noticed it, or more like I have not realized it was that far back, as in this bar here, it went inwards. Alright, the only way to fix this is to remove the bar and hit it back, but that will involve a lot of work because I will need to hit this back and then this one back, and then I have to align the latch as well, so maybe another day. Okay, that is why you see the condenser here, the gap is very huge. Alright, there's a lot of gap here, whereas here is very, very tight. Okay, but I've checked, it does not touch the condenser at all, barely touching. So yeah, I'll live with it first, since it was this way the whole time. Alright, when I have the chance, I will purchase a new bar and I'll install it. Hopefully that will solve all these issues. This needs to come back to the front a bit. Okay, so everything's done. We'll add in the coolant. I'll be using Toyota coolant, which is the red coolant, and then we will put everything back, and then I'll test it and see if the temperature increases and if there's any leak. Alright, coming back to you soon. Okay, so I've been driving this car for the past 2 days and there is no signs of leaking. Alright, there's no signs of overheating, so the issue is resolved. There's no more leaks, which is good. Okay, so let's talk a bit about this DIY. Alright, so as you know from the beginning of the video, the reason why I changed this is because the coolant is leaking, and every couple of days I have to top out the coolant. But since coolant is expensive, I top it out with water first. Alright, okay, so that's the old radiator and the new one's inside here. Alright, so let's talk about the cost. Okay, the cost of the radiator is about 130 ringgit inclusive of shipping. The bush, these two on the top, is about 20, let me think, 15 ringgit, sorry, 15 ringgit for the silicone bush on top, and about 6 ringgit for the bush on the bottom. And then let's see, what else did I change? The sponges. Okay, the two side sponge over here was about 21 ringgit. Then the this sponge up here is 8 ringgit. The one on the bottom is 8 ringgit. The one on the side here is also 8 ringgit. Okay, so that's all the total cost. I will put a link on where I purchased all this in the description. Okay, now time it took for me to do this DIY is about, say, 3 hours. Okay, because I was slowly doing it and No, I think it's about 4 hours. It was about 4 hours. All right, it's actually very direct. If I did not clean the condenser and wait for the water to dry everything, then I'll probably get this done in 1 hour or less. Okay, it's very simple, very straightforward. So one thing I did not show on the video is before I take out the radiator, okay, there is this connector over here that you need to remove. Then there are some clips here that you need to unclip to move the radiator fan's power supply out of the way. Then there is the line from the gearbox, one over here and then one more over here. All right, so it's as simple as something like this, where you use a plier, press it, move it away and just unplug it, and then you have to remove that radiator hose as well. All right, so only three things at the back, at the bottom there to disconnect. Then you remove this whole thing. Okay, so yep, let me see. I think that's all there is to talk about this DIY. It's actually very straightforward. If you have the correct tools, it won't be too difficult. If not, then get somebody else to do it for you, because it's kind of scary, but if you are used to DIY, it's actually very straightforward. Why did I say it's scary? Because you have to remove the bumper, you have to remove this piece of metal here. The whole engine will look quite empty. All right, it looks like you have just crashed and everything's exposed. So yeah, it might seem scary, but it's actually very straightforward if you look at it. Okay, so yep, that's the end of this video. As usual, please hit the subscribe. Your support really do count. Hit the bell button, hit the like button as well. All right, so till next time, I will see you again. Oh, by the way, I've actually recorded this in BM as well, Bahasa Malaysia. If you're interested, put it down in the comment and I will edit this into Bahasa Malaysia if you're interested. Alright, because I know most of my VDIYs, my audience are in Malaysia. Alright, so if you're interested in seeing this in Bahasa, there are some footages that are different. Just leave your comment down below. Alright, till next time, I'll see you again.